Former Washington player and current Commanders radio host exposes the truth as to why the team traded wide receiver Jahan Dotson. Let's talk about it.
How I feel? Blessed. What I want?
Get back slow. I love the way she rockin' it. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she poppin' it, the shawty is a winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner. She's confident. I love the way she move it.
Follow me on Twitch at ChewyIRL, as that's where I will be live streaming the games anytime the Washington Commanders play. I streamed the game yesterday versus the New York Jets, and I know some people probably was like, Juan, where are you at? I'm over on Twitch. So go ahead and give me a follow. And then secondly, join the Discord server, as I finally got one up and running, and we already got a couple people in here. It's going to be a place where you can have fun and be your authentic self. Enjoy the rest of the video. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We got another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Washington Commanders player and Washington Commanders radio host exposing the real as to why we decided to trade Jahan Dotson. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you haven't reached that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight to it. So tomorrow night is the preseason finale for the Washington Commanders, and you guys know your man Juan Gotti is going to be on the call, live streaming the game over on Twitch, ChewyIRL. That link is down below in the description. Please go follow that, as that is where I'm going to be streaming every single game for this season, and we're going to be streaming throughout the week. Also, Command Extra post-game show. Call in after every single Commanders game, 240-303-2936. And also, that line is for breaking news. I was expecting a lot of y'all to call when Jahan Dotson got traded. No one called. So call in to that number during breaking news, post-game, anything Commanders related. Call into that, and we can make that into a video and give y'all a platform to share y'all voices and opinions. Okay? Thank you so much. All right, let's really get to it. So, Brian Mitchell, former Washington Commanders player or Washington Skins player, and he also is the current Commanders booth. You know, he was in the booth with the Commanders. And he was on a Philadelphia sports show, and he basically was giving the Eagles radio station what to expect for Jahan Dotson and the reason why he didn't play out here in Washington. And he exposes the real reason why he believes the Washington Commanders traded Jahan Dotson. Let's get straight to it.
Well, you know, he's a young man who showed in his rookie season that he can actually play some football. But last year he didn't have a good year, and then this year I think he lost some of his confidence. You know, he said it to several reporters that, you know, I got to get my confidence back. And you know me, I'm a person I believe in hard-nosed football players. I believe in competitive people. You can't be mentally weak. And in this camp, I didn't see him competing like I should see him competing. I saw him moping a little bit. I made a comment last week or so, and I said, you got people out there acting like they're supposed to be given a job, and, you know, that their body language was off. He was one of the guys I was discussing. You know what I'm talking about? And then when they made this move today, I guess Dan Quinn came in and he said, we're going to compete, okay? And there are people that are moping around, and there are people that are competing. If you're not going to compete, I don't think you're going to fit in Dan Quinn's system. And now he's in Philadelphia. I know one thing: he better get his mental toughness already, because if he's not mentally tough up there, if he's not playing well, they're gonna let him know about it.
Yes. And that's something that is very, very apparent. Y'all know how Philly is for all they sports teams. That is a good point by B. Mitch. I didn't even think about it like that. He has confidence issues. He's not mentally tough to handle the critics here in D.C. What you think Philly gonna be like? Y'all know how Philly fans is. If some of y'all are Eagles fans out there, y'all know how y'all are. So that is a good point by B. Mitch. And I didn't necessarily know that he was moping around in training camp. He didn't look like himself in training camp. I did not know anything of that. What I said was what I saw from the preseason game, and it turned out to be real. That's why that video did so well, is because we found out the reason why he was playing so late into the preseason is because this regime didn't believe in him. He didn't show him enough in the preseason or in training camp. He never really connected well with Jaden Daniels, and now he's out of here into Philly. So that's a good point by B Mitch. He's mentally weak right now, and that has to change, especially going to the Eagles.
Oh,
I
that's
think
for sure.
yeah, from inside the complex and outside the complex, they'll certainly hear about it. Well, so I guess the question is that you can't know is somebody like that. Is it a put him in a fresh environment and give him a new start and a new the last year doesn't matter here, that sort of thing, whether that can bring it out of him or if it's something deeper in him, if change in environment won't do it. I guess that's something you can't know.
Well, I don't know if that's going to do it or not, but I know one thing: when a person is a true competitor, when they're challenged and people start to second guess them, they come out fighting. And I hope that's what he does because his rookie season, me and Santana Moss, all we did was praise. We thought that he was the guy that ran the best routes on the team. He was catching everything. Then last year he had some drops that we didn't expect. He kind of disappeared at times. So it maybe change of scenery may do it for me. I would love to see him get back to what he was his rookie season. Like, and I'm not trying to sit up here and knock him, but one thing about me, I expect people, when you go out at all times, you have to be willing to compete.
No, listen, this is the reason why you were the first person we thought of, brother, when this trade came down of somebody that we could talk to. You were the first person that came to mind for me, and it's because you're going to shoot it straight to us, and that's what we want. And often the people who watch these players on a regular basis can give the new fan base, the new team, a better sense of what we're getting. So I certainly appreciate and want your perspective on what we're getting here. Talk to me a little bit about what he is and the type of receiver he is when he is on his game. Like, we're viewing
on his game.
Go ahead.
So he's had he came out of college with the mindset that he couldn't get off of one-on-one press. Didn't have a problem with it his rookie season. He did have some level of a problem with it last year. But as I stated earlier, you watch him run routes. He can run the whole damn route tree. He has good speed. And I just thought that this year would be like that. When I look at players, first year, second year, you see a growth. The third year, you expect them to break out. And this was the third year of it. I don't know what got to him, what he expected, or something that he may have. Sometimes you expect something to go a certain way and it doesn't. You don't know how to react to it. That could be the problem. That I'm going to compete, but I'm not really going to compete. People look at Jaden Daniels and we know it wasn't a competition between he and Mary.
You could be vaping.
Of course they hit me with an ad, man. Of course they hit me with an ad. But B Mitch is honestly saying the truth right now. He's keeping it a whole 100 about Jahan Dotson, and I honestly haven't nothing to disagree with.
Did you do that, Jack?
No.
Did you hang up on Brian Mitchell?
No.
Well,
A little phone jump there.
what happened? Oh, there's a computer.
There are some guys on this team that they're acting like they expected them to get the treatment that I guess Jaden Daniels got, or Terry McLaurin, or Jonathan Allen. These guys have proven what they are. And when you drop a guy second overall, he's going to be your starter.
Right.
We knew it wasn't a true competition between he and Mariota, but there were some other guys who was going to have to compete, And if you look at last year, they went 4-13. How many people is guaranteed a spot on the roster?
Shouldn't be many. Yeah, shouldn't be many.
Literally, Jonathan Allen, Terry McLaurin, and Deron Payne. And Tressway.
I was hell over wheels with Jahan his first year. Last year, I was like, what is going on? This year, I'm like, okay, this is not the guy I saw my first year. And sometimes people need to change the scenery. You understand that, man, Ike?
Yep.
And I hope this does it for him because his first year, he showed him. His first game he started, 2 touchdowns out the gate. So you start thinking about that, like how good he can be.
Well, let me ask you this, B, because one thing else I would worry about is the way our season ended up here last year and rumors coming out about everybody not being on the same page and a disconnect being there. But first thing I would wonder, what is he like as a teammate in a locker room presence? As best you can describe to us from the outside, does he appear to be a good teammate? Did his teammates get along with him? Will he be a guy to be able to fit in to the culture up here?
Well, from what all I hear from reporters and teammates and everything, that he's a great guy.
Okay.
He's cool to get along with. It's just like I have this little thing where I always say first job mentality.
Mm-hmm.
If you're very good at your first job, you got the right to go out there and do other stuff and act how you want to act. But when your first job starts being the best thing that you can do, then all of a sudden you got a problem.
Yeah.
And I think he started to slip a little bit in doing his first job. And then his body language did not look like, somebody that's like really wanted to compete. It didn't make me a difference. You put me into something to compete with somebody, whether I knew how to do it or not, I'm going to compete at the highest level. You just got to whip my ass.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about it, I didn't see that, And when I saw them, like, he was supposedly a good punt returner, kick returner, I would watch him go through the drills, and I'm like, that's a person that's disinterested. You know what I mean? When I was in camp with you all, with
So that's where they say they think he has an ego. Okay. I see what they're saying now. He was disinterested in punt returns and kick returns, even though that's something that he thrived in at college, because he got to Washington as a first round pick and supposed to be one of the best receivers on the team. So now he feels like he's too good to do other things. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, and let me know, but didn't Antoine Randall L act like that, or was it somebody that felt like they were too good for kick returns because they were now here as a wide receiver 2 or 3? I don't know, but I guess that's where that ego thing comes into play. Again, I didn't know this. I didn't know he was disinterested in kick returns and punt returns, and you can see the body language when he goes back there to receive those punts and kicks. He's probably like, man, what am I doing this for, bro? I'm one of the receivers here that's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, next to Terry. So, hey, man, I guess he does have a little bit of an ego, huh?
I was running the back as a scout team guy, I was doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm a full speed. And I expect to see that. And I know kids have changed these days, but you still have to show that you're enthusiastic about what you're doing. And hopefully he gets that back.
Well, hopefully it's a wake-up call to him. Somebody giving up on you is a wake-up call for some. Brian Mitchell joins us. One thing I wanted to ask you is I feel like the kickoff, the new kickoff thing is one of the most significant rule changes in the NFL that we've had in a long time. And
Alrighty, so that is for 94 Whip, the YouTube channel, talking to Brian Mitchell of the Washington Commanders, and he basically just gave us the real and the insight on why they gave up on Jahan Dotson. Ego, lack of confidence, mentally weak, and just didn't buy into Dan Quinn's system, and they looked like they didn't want any parts of him because in the preseason games, barely got him involved. Training camp, my man Protect Sports says he was only talking to Dayami, talking to Terry. He really looked disinterested. B-Mitch says he's moping around at training camp. Like, just wasn't a good fit. I think this is a wake-up call. I think this is a good change of scenery for him. And I think he's going to be really good in Philly. I want to take a quick pause into today's video and give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the place for you if you want to go to any live event, aka a Commanders game. And right now only, you can get $20 off your first purchase by punching in the promo code JuanGotti. And let's say you already bought your tickets. Well, you need to pay for parking, and parking is also $20 off by punching in the promo code JuanGotti. Go ahead and use it while you can, because it is a limited time offer. Back to the video. With Jahan Dotson going to Philly, and Washington basically getting a couple picks that they can use in the upcoming draft, I expect Washington to hit because Adam Peters, again, is a late round drafting gem. All of his good guys that he assisted with in San Francisco turned out to be late round guys. Brock Purdy, their quarterback now, George Kittle, Fred Warner, Deebo Samuel's a mid to late round pick, Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, list goes on. So I'm expecting us to be able to hit on that third round pick, hit on those 2 7s, and Jahan Dotson goes to Philly and be really good. I expect him to be really good. He's in a situation where he doesn't have to be the 1 or 2, and he's in a situation where he's in a change of scenery, and he's closer to his hometown. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is, but this was Brian Mitchell exposing the truth about Jahan Dotson. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so we greatly appreciate it if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. You be easy, be safe. Peace.